welcome officially to the Ken and Mike Show. It is Tuesday night, and as we were saying, couldn't hear us at the moment. It's Tuesday all day, as Mike mentioned, and we are so glad to be here. Thanks for tuning in. If you didn't catch our show last week, we did go a little later on in the week live, but the produced version is out on YouTube. You can check it out there. It is literally on fire. And just like California is literally on fire. And that's exactly what we talked about.
Wow, that was wrong.
And hey, I don't mean any
just like California.
But we had a lot to say about that and many other things. Check that out. And again, please subscribe if you have not already. Mike, it's so
just
glad.
Like Kenny said before, opinions here on the show may not be directly mine.
If they're not, if they're not good,
if they're offensive, they're Kenny's. If they're right, they're mine.
Oh, no. See, I said that when we weren't live. taking me stuff. All right.
Oh, wow.
So it is good to be here. And we were just discussing that literally. The inauguration, Mike, is honestly literally around the corner. Monday night on the 20th, or Monday night. When is that? What a time is that?
6 days from now. It's the 20th, correct? So yeah, that would be a Monday.
What time does it start? When's the whole?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but it's on Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah.
So I will be able to, whenever it starts, I'll be able to tune in if I need to. So I'm looking forward to that. So
you're tuning in? You're going to watch?
I definitely have to. Come on. I mean, goodness, that's history right there.
So I saw something in the news today. Well, we weren't going to talk about this, but I thought this fact was actually pretty amazing. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick for you. I saw that, let's see here. It was stated, let's see. Yes, here it is. We are going to have breaking news. DC police officials just announced that nearly 4,000 cops nationwide have announced that they will volunteer for President Trump's Inauguration Day.
Oh, wow, really?
And additionally, all D.C. officers will be activated for the event. So they're anticipating a historic crowd. But 4,000 officers nationwide are showing up for the inauguration to help out. That is awesome.
It's amazing, actually.
So that just tells you Trump has his hand on the pulse of the boys in blue.
Precisely, as he always has, despite what anybody else says, including our military, by the way. Hey, think about it. Do you remember when, and we're getting off on a little tangent, that's okay, though. That's what we do here on the Ken and Mike Show. But when we talk about, remember Obama, and remember also Biden now, who did the military not have so much respect for? Both of those gentlemen. And you know who we heard that from firsthand? The military. Mm-hmm. Literally.
Yep, they'll take any opportunity they can to spin anything that Trump says that would be negative towards the military so they can say, look, he doesn't like you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you, Trump had a lot of things to say about the way that we pulled out, all those things. And he's right. He was right. Things did not go the way that they should have gone. That's for sure.
Not at all.
But hey, on that note, I'm looking forward to it. And there's been some backlash for some certain things. People who are like myself, I'm not a huge country fan. I do like some country music, but I do love the vocals because I love watching.
You admit it, you're not a country fan.
I do like some.
I find it really amazing. The more country guy that was up here when we were together is me, yet you're the one who moved to Tennessee.
I do like country though. There is a lot of our our mutual friend Nick Halstead lives out here, and his album's great. I also love Carrie Underwood, and I mean, it's not all of her stuff is country though, right? But I like old school country too. I like old school Johnny Cash or Loretta Lynn, Patsy Cline. Again, they're not so country, but I love the old stuff. But that's just me.
I'm a huge country fan.
I like a lot of country too.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I used to hate country. I used to abhor country music.
Really?
Yep. And it wasn't until 2004 that I became a country music fan. And that's because
2004.
I had a group of friends that had tickets to Kenny Chesney back up when it was a Pepsi Arena. and
Bubba?
they had an extra ticket and they asked me if I wanted to go, and I said absolutely not. I am not going to a country music show. I don't care what you. Well, it's free. We'll give you the ticket. Who's going? One, two, all us girls. Oh, me and all those girls? Yeah, I'm going. So it was me with a bunch of what I guess what they call buckle bunnies now, and I went and saw a country show, and I was just like, I sat there, I listened to it, I enjoyed it. But what turned me on to country music was at the end of the show, Kenny Chesney sat on the edge of the stage, just talking and hanging out with the crowd, and they were jamming out old '80s rock and just having fun. Weren't in a rush to go anywhere. He interacted with the crowd. I remember they were playing Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and just having fun with it. And I was like, you don't see that with artists like your hip hop guys or even the people that I was listening to at the time. I was like, just because of that, I'm gonna go out and buy his album. I just respected it.
Wow.
So I went out and bought his album. I put it in, listened to it, and I wound up, singing every song because I memorized them all. And next thing you know, I was a country fan.
Dude, all right. Well, I'll be honest with you. I sincerely, I do like country. My parents, my dad was more of the oldies. My mom liked country. So I do know quite a bit about country as well. Again, I'm a little rounded. I like a little bit of everything. But do I stay on? But even in Nashville, of course, walking through the streets, I mean, there's bands playing in every stinking place you walk in, a restaurant, anything there, and they're incredible. By the way, I will say there's a couple of people in there that I'm like, I have no idea how they're not mega stars, and they're just singing in the.
Well, isn't that what it is? Everybody goes to Nashville to make it in country.
That's right.
I mean, I think that's what everybody does, right? That's how Jason Aldean got in there and all that stuff. And by the way, I can't stand his voice.
I'm not big on him. I don't know a whole lot about him.
Although I appreciate a couple of his songs, and he's also going to be at Trump's inauguration and so now I like him too.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess there's a certain. I mean, maybe it's kind of a dumb. This is probably very humanistic or whatever. But there's also a certain look that sometimes I'm just like, it just doesn't. I don't know. It kind of looks like doinky to me. Yeah. But that's just my opinion. That's it.
And you're allowed to have that opinion.
I am allowed to have the opinion. But speaking of, well, so not my opinion really. This right here, I'm going to pull this up right there. So check this out. The internet found out Carrie Underwood would be singing at Trump's inauguration, and it's causing a roar of online backlash, and she's spoken out. So I love the fact that she doesn't care. And I'll tell you what, by the way, I'm just going to put this out there. I was telling you, there's a church that's maybe 25, 30 minutes away from us. And she just randomly shows up at this place. I'm not sure if that's where she used to go or anything like that, but she is a Christian. She does love the Lord, and sometimes she'll just show up. And they on Christmas Eve service or before that, some weekend before, she just showed up, and people were taking, getting their phones out. They got a free concert because she was singing Christmas carols, and it was incredible. If you find it on TikTok,
Kenny, I'm going to make a prediction.
Yeah,
since she's going to be playing at the inauguration. The day after the inauguration, her album sales are going to go through the roof.
Oh, 100%. As if they're not already. But think about it. She started with American Idol.
Yep.
And sometimes, like, you see that, like, where are they now? Look at where she's gone.
Very few people from that platform have been successful. I think it's just her and Kelly Clarkson have really made any real impact, right?
Yes, I think there's maybe a couple others that have done stuff, but for as far as like if you name their names, like you're like, oh wow, they're amazing, and you go, they came from American Idol? They're like, what? Because they're just that big, and but her voice, I really think is absolutely incredible. Do you ever watch her do it with Vince Gill?
Yes.
What is it? What was the song?
Well, they did that one Christian song, "How Great Thou Art."
Yes, holy moly. Gives me chills every single time. My daughter will look over at me. She's like, "Dad, are you crying?" I'm like, "I'm sorry." Sometimes music is just so good and just something emotional about it that like I'm not even like sad or anything. I
like Carrie Underwood's voice when she's not straining.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That high kind of like almost nasally.
You can hear the nasally with her when she's trying to push it.
Yes.
Although it's in key, it just doesn't sound right.
I got you.
And like I told you in the last show, I'm very critical of singers, and I always put an ear to it. But
I think it has to do with the recording too. Sometimes I've listened to the recordings, and some of the like not effects, but against the EQ, especially these days. I feel like the EQ is always up a little bit higher with the when somebody's already got a high enough voice. I feel like they put the highs up even like more. I'm like, it's just too much for me. I
Like
don't.
a lot of these TikTok singers I see now, where people are like, oh my gosh, you have an amazing voice. Like, dude, that can't be any more digitalized, auto-tuned. Have you listened to some of these guys?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's
Oh
so
yeah.
phenomenal. It's like, dude, he sounds like he's singing in a hallway with a tin can.
Exactly. And there's one guy that's going around. I'm like, he's getting popular just from the people making fun of him, but he's got the whole song sounds auto tuned with his voice. Cause I'm like, I'm sure he can't sing. So it's
Yeah.
got that kind of thing going on the whole entire time.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's got a lot of clipping, and you can hear them.
oh,
You can hear it.
you know what I'm talking about?
Adjusting for. Yes, I do.
Tall tattoo. He's like country-ish.
Oh yeah, yeah. Him and there's another guy that there's a big heavy set black man that sings. Now I could tell he's probably got a very decent voice. Where I'm actually like saying, dude, you don't need the auto tune.
Yeah, I know.
And it's like they rely so much on it. It's like, dude, you take that out, and I bet you your authentic voice is good enough.
I love the raw. I really do. That raw voice. That
Even when some people are pitchy and you can hear their voice is at its limit, it's the authenticity about it that really makes me go, I like it, dude.
Me too.
I do.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. So speaking of that, though, so obviously we know
We
her.
got on such a tangent.
Yeah,
there.
that's
You
totally
and I can do that
fine.
with music all day long.
All day long, man. But yeah, look at this. I mean, America the Beautiful is Trump. So that she's going to be performing America. I can't wait to hear it. I really can't. It's going to be amazing as Trump becomes president again. The most popular response was internet trolls saying now they know why he cheated, or that they hope he cheats again, referencing her Billboard hit. And that's not it. Some fans were quick to point out they think Kelly Clarkson as the better American Idol. I don't agree with that at all. I don't.
Do I.
I'm
But
sorry.
did you hear John Rich on the tails of hearing that Carrie Underwood's going to be there for inauguration? What he said?
No.
He came out and he basically implored country musicians to get on the train. Said, I know. He says, basically no. I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but basically he knows the country culture and how many of them support Trump. Basically, stop being pansies and hiding and come out and support
yes.
this.
Seriously.
Patriotic.
That's and I know we're going off on the tangents here and stuff, and I'll bring this back up in a second. But same thing with our flag. I feel like it's like people are super like, oh my gosh, the flag. Someone's going to say something.
Mm-hmm.
If that's you, if you're somebody who has to say, like, I don't think anybody that our audience is going to say that, but if anybody's like that were to be watching, that would say like, yeah, I don't. Why do we have to put the flags up? You shouldn't be here. You should not. Why would you be ashamed?
We've reached
You live in America.
Embarrassing state of affairs in this country where you can tell somebody's politics and where they lean just because they have an American flag in their front yard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
It's pretty sad when you're the one who doesn't have one and you're saying something about it that we can automatically assume who you voted for. That's pretty disgusting.
Exactly. And if you're mad at everybody who's raising a flag, you should not be here. Canada is right next door.
Wait, that's going to be the 51st state, though, dude. So
oh wait.
can't go far.
California is going to have its own. just go to Russia. But so here she says, I love what she says here though. And this sums it up right here. This is true patriot right here. I love our country, and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be I love this small part of this historic event. Now, of course, that's very humbling, very humble. She's humble to answer the call at the time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future. That's what that is the spirit right there. That's how it should be. Looking to the future and being unified. That's where it starts. And I love that. That's the point. Well, why would you not?
Are we kind of biased, though, because, she's obviously supporting somebody that we support? I think I would love to see a day.
But her attitude is different, though, too.
No, I agree with that. But I would love to see a day in this country where it doesn't matter who's voted, who was voted in, that we know regardless, Republican or Democrat, that you love this country. And any artist would be honored, regardless of political affiliation, to support you on your inauguration.
Yes, and the way she said it though, I don't care who it is. Just you see how she said it though. I'm
Yeah.
humbled to be a small part. That's what it's about. It's an inauguration that celebrate this historic event. That's
Right.
simple. She didn't get into anything nitty gritty, nothing like that. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going
I'm
to happen,
excited
man.
too.
Yeah, and again, I would attribute to a lot of people on the ground as well. Do I think that Joe Rogan, for example, swung the election? No,
I
but I do.
do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I think that he had
Him specifically, no.
right, but
The
his
platforms
body.
like his
Yes,
absolutely played into
absolutely.
swinging the election.
Yes, that we
Absolutely.
talked about that. The
Yes.
media is so different now. So, but what I'm saying though is like the little things, him endorsing, which he doesn't do. He's been what makes him so special as a podcaster is he's so good at kind of getting clarification and just getting insight and not really. He gives his opinion, but you still don't really know where he stands.
Hmm.
Really good at it like that, and I
I
love
think
that.
in the infancy of his podcast, though, back when he first started, I couldn't stand him.
I don't see. I wasn't. When did he start? By the
Oh,
way,
he's probably about 4 or 5 years ago. He maybe even more than that now. But I remember when he first started coming out, started getting popular. I almost thought he was dumb as a box of rocks. But I think he was just starting to learn the media
Yeah.
and learn the platform. I'm sure people listening to us right now and looking at us and sit here saying the same thing, Mike, that you
Right.
should be speaking. You
Right.
are dumb as a
Right.
box of rocks. But I think that's. But I think he's come a long way, and the fact that he has opened himself up to many mouthpieces, many different voices. I think the show goes basically on his guests, and I think he more navigates the show, and his guests kind of move the show. You know,
But I love that he has anybody on. He doesn't care. He will put them on, and he just wants. And the same thing that the way he emphasized the fact that he wanted to have Kamal on just to get to know her as a person. That's
right.
probably why she didn't show up because there's nothing behind. There's nothing there. Literally, she cannot. She does not have anything to say if she does not have words in front of her. She
Well, it's
can't.
probably because she wouldn't. Rogan probably wouldn't bend to her requests of needing to know the questions in advance, and please provide me with a prompter to read off of.
Exactly. Yeah. Please. Yeah. Send them in advance so I can have perfect answers, at that time. And that's sad. But hey, so speaking of Rogan, uh, since we're on that, we're flowing, brother. So think about this. So we have. I want to know what your opinion is, and of course, anyone who's watching as well, what your opinion of this too. We know during the Biden regime, which is thankfully over.
He said regime.
Yeah, well, comrade Biden.
Biden
So,
regime.
well, when he during this whole time, what happened on Facebook and other platforms? There was something called censorship. There was fact checkers. There was all these things. Well, now the person kind of in charge of all that is now blame shifting, or maybe it's real, maybe it's true, maybe of course with the pressure he had to do something. Is Mr. Mark Zuckerberg, but he's kind of coming around now. Is he going to change when Trump?
Yeah, we were talking about that before the show. I mean, I was telling you, I kind of like the guy now, even though I used to think he was an idiot. And but I think from hanging out with that. I can't get his name right now. That fighter, I think, had an influence on him, and you can also see that he's a lot more in shape, and he's more of a formidable man now, more than he is a pocket protector, little girly man that he was before.
Right. Let's just be real about it, right?
What do you got up there?
Yeah, I have no idea. What do I have up there? I have something up there, don't I? Let's see here. So, there we go. There's my little. I always have to bring my little. So here, I'm going to play this clip for you. This is little Joe Rogan. What we were just speaking of, hosting Mr. Mark Zuckerberg. Let's see who he blames here. Here we go.
During the COVID era,
these people from the Biden administration would call up our team and like scream at them and curse, and it's like these documents it's all kind of out there.
Did you record any of those phone calls?
I don't think we but I think
I want to listen.
I mean, there are emails. The emails are published. It's all kind of out there. They want us to take down this meme of Leonardo DiCaprio looking at a TV talking about how 10 years from now or something, you're going to see an ad that says, okay, if you took a COVID vaccine, you're eligible for, for this kind of payment, like this sort of like class action lawsuit type meme. And they're like, no, you have to take that down. We just said, no, we're not going to take down humor and satire. We're not going to take down things that are true. All these different agencies and branches of government basically just like, started investigating and coming after our company. It was brutal. It was brutal.
Zuckerberg has also been shifting his company's policies lately. For instance,
does it show here? Hold on a second.
Those fact checkers.
Here we go.
You know, it was just never accepted by people broadly. I think people just felt like the fact checkers were too biased. Not necessarily even so much in what they ruled, although sometimes I think people would disagree with that. A lot of the time, it was just what types of things they chose to even go and fact check in the first place. So, I kind of think like after having gone through that whole exercise, it I don't know, it's something out of like 1984, one of these books where it's just like it really is a slippery slope, and it just got to a point where it's just okay. This is destroying so much trust,
that
especially
you were a champion of
this program.
Exactly. And that's, I'll stop it right there. But I can't remember where the one spot is though. But essentially, one thing that I really loved about what he said is Rogan, again, always good at getting some clarification. He mentioned who was putting this pressure on you, and he said, well, people from the Biden administration. And
the FBI and the administration.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember seeing one where he basically flat out said they were yelling and screaming at them, basically telling them what they can and cannot put up there. And he was bending the knee to it. And thankfully he stopped drinking the Kool-Aid, but I think it's a little bit too late at this point. Going forward, it's good to know if he continues to stay in that thought process and he continues to stay there, that'll be helpful going forward. But I think, and I hate to put any conspiracy theories to light here, but I do think Facebook and the like were the impetus for the Joe Biden administration because, squashing the Hunter laptop, squashing anything that sort of questioned the COVID narrative, right or wrong. As Americans with free speech, we should be able to question it.
Exactly.
Now they can, and I do agree with this, and I know you're probably not going to agree with me, Kenny, but I do agree, being that they can, if it's a privately held company, which Facebook is not, it's publicly traded.
Right.
So Facebook, if they are a publisher, that's where the gray area is, they can choose and moderate whatever they want to. Number one, people aren't paying for it. It's a free service.
That's right.
Number two, it's just like the Christian bakers that won't bake a cake for a wedding ceremony that goes against their belief system. So there's a fine line. Facebook can say, no, we don't want to publish that. We don't want that on there because that's not something we agree with. If they're a private company, I think they can get away with it. But since the fact they are publicly traded now, all voices should be heard. So I don't know where that falls with Instagram. But things like TikTok's not publicly traded. So as much as I hate seeing that people are being shadow banned and stuff like that on TikTok, it's their right to do it. And we're not paying for the service, and it's their platform. They can choose whatever the heck they want on there.
I don't disagree with you. There is a fine line. There's got to be, there should be some more talk about that. And by the way, shadow banning, I'm so tired of the fact that we did have, if it wasn't for shadow ban, like, I think it was like 50,000 views the other day, but it just, the shadow banning killed us. But anyway.
Oh, you saw 50,000? Last I looked, we had 75.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So, and by the way, those who are watching it now, we see you, Christina, and the rest of you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. So glad to.
And make sure you guys stick around. Right now, we're talking politics, we're talking Facebook, we're talking all that stuff. But the entertaining part of the show, it will be there. And we do have a surprise for Kenny tonight.
Oh, God. Is it a picture?
No, I have a good surprise for you tonight. And I as part of the Kenny Reacts.
Okay.
I got a good one. And I can't wait to see your face.
Oh, no. Okay.
So you guys got to stay tuned. Bear with us as we get through the politics and how we get on our little soapboxes and spout off here. But in the
Yeah,
later,
and by the way, yeah, if you don't, whether you like politics or not either, you have a right to an opinion as well. So if you don't have to agree with us at all. If you have an opinion about anything that we're stating here, please put it in there. You don't. We won't take it as like, oh my gosh, they believe in this or believe in that. Share your opinion. We don't care. We love to hear it.
well, just so y'all
Mike
know,
cares.
Kenny is a flat earther.
No, definitely not.
Kenny is a flat earther, and he, we've accepted him for what he is, and and we still have arguments that people all around the world.
Mike,
have allowed
listen, when
Kenny
I
to
fall
be
off
a
the edge and
flat
I'm
earther.
hanging on the edge of the earth, please come and save me. You better be there for me. I will say this: I wanted to give you props. You mentioned Hunter Biden.
Yes.
I think that was such a noble thing of you to sign that petition of getting him freed.
Oh.
And yeah,
Yes.
so I know that you've been on his side for a while. I think you actually paid for his veneers, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, he promised me some more cocaine and hookers, so
Did you take
I
it?
had to sign it.
Did you take? Okay, again, these are the expressions of Mike Hansen.
The opinions of the Ken and Mike show are not necessarily the opinions
Ken's.
of the platform. Anyway.
So yeah. Anyway, look at there's a lot going on, but I think I do think that it's great that Zuckerberg is coming out. And I hope that he is like kind of really that humility that we see on the Rogan show. I hope that's real because I don't know him, but I hope that is real, and I hope that he's just being hey, you know what? I kind of realized some things and I'm changing. I hope that's the case. I really do. I really do. But if not, then he's still a jerk then. So
So let's transition, Kenny.
what kind of transition are we speaking of?
She, they.
Something fun, or is this?
No, I still I want to get on my little soapbox tonight.
Oh, get on your soapbox.
Because last week we talked about California and the wildfires, and sadly that's still going on.
It is.
And I was thinking about this, and I did some research off the air after our last show, and I took a plethora of notes here. So if you don't mind, I'm probably going to read through a lot of this. Going to sound like I'm reading because I took a lot of notes, but I did some research, and I come to the conclusion that when you vote activists, you get an activism government.
Yes.
And I think you and I can both agree that the job of our officials in our government is to protect us and not implement their little programs and pander to a specific narrative. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Yeah. That should be right.
So I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I don't like picking on, the left and saying Democrats are wrong, and just because they don't vote like I do and they don't agree with with things that I do, but I think it comes to a point where we have to admit and be honest with ourselves that progressive governance does not work.
It doesn't.
It does not work. Everyone knows California on the coast because of the oceans is going to have high winds. California, due to its geographical location, is going to be under some sort of always some natural disaster or potential natural disaster problem. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, but the thing is California continually elects progressive people into politics.
Pretentious.
and they've done nothing in this leadership to stop any of it, although they know the history of the state that it's always going to be there. And let me give you some examples, because you have Newsom, the governor out there. You have the mayor of L.A. Now, this is according to Bill O'Reilly. I don't know if I'm sure you know who Bill O'Reilly is.
I sure do.
But he says in 2014, Sacramento passed a law to build 7 water storage locations across the state. But the progressives attached to that bill that they can only build those plants if they support the ecosystem in some way. But they never got built because the environmentalists challenged every single aspect of it, and Newsom didn't do a thing about it.
Unbelievable.
So basically they're saying the progressives don't care about the people that they govern over. They care more about their narratives and their agendas and making sure that Ben can become Beverly and Jill can become James. That's where they want to put their money. You know?
That's what I care about.
So the LA mayor, leading up to these fires, cut $17 million from the firefighters' budget. Even at the contrary opinion of her own hand-picked fire chief. The fire chief that she picked said not a good idea to do this, yet she did it anyway.
Yep.
And then every year, $1.3 billion in L.A. is given to the homeless to enable people to stay addicted to drugs and live on the street. If the state supports this type of behavior, why would the government, or why would the people change, and why would I not continue to live off the government? But yet they're able to cut $17 million from the firefighters. The reason why I'm complaining about this is we're proving. Now I'm saying I can't tell you Republicans do it all right all the time, but I can tell you progressive leadership has been a failure because it is not about the people. It's about their narratives of DEI, division of people, and spending money on pet projects as opposed to protecting the constituents that voted for them.
100%. I agree.
That's my opinion. That's my rant.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I love that you brought this up because we spoke about DEI last week.
Mm-hmm.
DEI, like we said last week, literally goes against. It does the very opposite of the very thing that they are trying to produce. So the very thing that they say is wrong, they themselves are doing and pushing other groups aside. So when you create one group that's against other groups of people, that itself becomes the hate group, and so. With the DEI, if that's all you're thinking about, what like you just said, it's more of this narrative that's floating around that nobody really gives a crap about, and all the things that actually hold substance are being swept away and literally burnt.
Right. Well, that and you want to spend money on bathroom ideologies, whether or not you want boys going into the girls' bathrooms and having established transgender bathroom. Why are we spending our money there when we know that we have problems in the state, geologically located problems, and going to have catastrophes with earthquakes, fires, floodings, wind that feeds the fires, and we know that they're always going to be there, and we've put buttresses in there to protect ourselves from it, but we've stolen the money from these things and diverted it to projects that don't protect the people. So
and
this whole fire thing could have been avoided over there.
Yeah, the money from Americans.
Yeah.
That's what's sad, right? People who are hardworking because they can't budget correctly, that's what it goes to. And by the way, you mentioned Newsom, of course. How can we not? Mm-hmm. People are literally like, number one, of course, people are calling for his resignation. But most people, and especially those popular people over there and then the famous people, are really mad at him right now. And here's the thing with him. Yeah, and I mentioned this jokingly. I was being facetious earlier, but I'm being very serious too. He literally is the blame shifter. Anytime he's asked a question, they'll say, "What about the reservoirs?" Well, these federal ones and then there are state ones, and he's blaming the states and he's putting it on somebody else and not taking any responsibility.
I've watched the clips where he's been saying a lot of, I haven't gotten the proper information on that yet, or this person hasn't. Or
that's why we're looking into it,
dude. You are the elected official. That you haven't gotten that information yet, then you should be firing people if they haven't gotten it to you yet.
He should be resigning.
Obviously, but to your point, he keeps shifting the blame as opposed to taking responsibility and accountability. A good leader, even if he fails at what he is trying to accomplish, will take ownership of it and be accountable for it. And you know what? You'll be better off for it. We'll vote for you again because we know you're transparent and we know you're honest, and say, this is where I dropped the ball and this is how I'm going to fix it.
That's a
as
great point.
opposed to pointing the finger to somebody else and saying, well, they screwed it up. It's not my fault. Well, you're the elected official, idiot. You're the one whose name is on the door. Come on.
Right. Who doesn't appreciate that when you're like, I humbly apologize that we're all saddened by the situation. Here's what we're doing, though.
Right.
And I do take responsibility. I'm the leader here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this fixed. We're doing everything that we can. Just be honest, like you just said, because here's what he's going to do. He's kind of smeared it off because don't you think that he's potentially going to run for something bigger in the future?
I don't think he can now.
Not from this, you mean?
From this, I think this destroys.
These people are so prideful. I don't think that they care.
He may be able to win over stupidly his constituents in California because, let's face it, his hair looks good. He pays enough money for hair gel. He looks great in a suit. So, he looks very presidential. But if, let's face it, Californians, they had a recall on him years ago and it failed. So they're stupid enough to vote for him for president. But I think
he is not like him.
The rest of the world that has seen him knows that he's a snake salesman,
yes,
snake oil salesman, and he's slick.
And he's so rude. I'd hate to have a conversation with him. Like he seems like the kind of he always has he's so snarky. Like he knows everything.
He's very sleazy.
He's the best person in the room. I can't. But by the way,
of used car salesman.
100%. Right, exactly. And so you mentioned that, and I mentioned likability. This is to your point. I mentioned Chicago. The mayor of Chicago, and I'm just putting this out there, of course, his name is Brandon Johnson, is the most unpopular mayor in Chicago history. The percentage of approval rating is 14%. Nobody likes him. Chicago is literally gone to the crap hole because of people like him and the governor and of course Lightfoot that was there as well. These people are horrible and they're horrendous. To your progressive point,
I see to this day I still don't know how Beetlejuice got elected out there.
I have no idea. But he's the worst. And here's the thing, and of course it's like him, he deflects. He's like, look, I don't really think about the numbers. I'm not that kind of person. It's like, well, you should be, because people are telling you that don't like you.
I'm still waiting to see somebody in public office just stand on principle and say, hey, it's my fault. I'm just waiting for somebody to say that. And Trump included. He deflects a lot as well.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
He deflects a lot as well. Well, if this fake news didn't do this and fake news didn't, just shut up.
I agree. Hey, I agree. I thought that humility really would do something to the American soul. I think it really put something inside of us to be like, you know what, I kind of start to trust these people. But anyway,
Kenny, I had other stuff I wanted to cover tonight, but I'm looking at the time, and I don't think we're going to have time to cover it.
Oh, gotcha.
So I still want to get to the trivia tonight, and I still want to get to the Kenny Reacts.
Okay, I'm going to put one more thing out.
Take your break. Do your break.
Yes. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. Before we do, please, if you have not gone to YouTube, we implore you, as Paul said, we implore you, go to YouTube, click that bell, tell your friends to click the bell, and tell them to watch, be a part of our community as we grow. We want you to come grow with us, and we're excited for it. And by the way, we're on every major podcast platform. You can listen at your leisure. And look at past episodes as well. Ken and Mike as youngsters, not that long ago. But we had a lot of fun times. We had a lot of great guests, in which again we keep saying we will. We're going to line that up soon, probably after the inauguration, because that's all we're thinking about right now. But we're excited about that. Again, go to YouTube. We appreciate you, and we'll be right back.
Trump is in the White House. That means Ken and Mike are out of the outhouse and back in the studio for the Ken and Mike Show. So if you want real, honest talk with a dose of entertainment, no need to look any further. Ken and Mike have you covered. Ken and Mike are returning with an all-new show, but with the same potent and highly absorbable nutritional ingredients: truth, sarcasm, wit, and humor. New episode drops every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time starting November 21st on all major platforms. So tune in and join the conversation with Ken and Mike on The Ken and Mike Show. The Ken and Mike Show is not FDA approved and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your doctor and or therapist before listening, as it may cause major side effects triggered by truth.
And guess what? We are back, and we're live.
Everybody gets to see this live, but there's a produced version after this that Kenny takes care of this, and a lot of this stuff's cut out.
That's exactly right. But real quick, before we get to that, I want to ask you really quick, and everybody else too. What do you think? Just a quick opinion about Rudy Giuliani and his defamation. He's literally losing everything. He actually has to hide his World Series rings in a closet.
I'll be honest with you. A lot of people. It's amazing. I'm gonna take a page out of Trump's book here. Fake news has destroyed that man.
Yeah.
I don't think he is as insane and crazy as the narrative pushes. I think he ran with something, he believes it, and you can still hear him talk on like Newsmax and other outlets like that. He's very lucid. He's very coherent. He knows what he's talking about. He's being railroaded.
Yep.
And I do hope that Trump, when he is inaugurated, I don't know, pardons him, if you will.
Yeah.
And reestablishes Giuliani's standing, and we can't reestablish his character.
I think we could justify this one. Yeah. Hunter Biden and all the other people that he tried to pardon, and from the death penalty.
I think Giuliani just got the bad end of the deal there, and
$148 million defamation. Does he not have $148 million?
No, but for what? Defamation of what?
I don't know. Something with Georgia, but I guess there's been. Let's see. The former mayor of New York City gained over $10,000 in donations. Okay, that's nice, but that's nothing compared to what needs to happen. But anyway, I just want to see your opinion. It's just kind of sad because assets and things that are keepsakes, things like that, and on top of that, it's taken away from the credibility that he did. He did a lot in New York, whether you like him or hate him, whatever. He kept that crime was down when Giuliani was in office.
Did you follow any of the Pete Hegseth confirmation this morning today?
No.
All right, I'm not going to cover that now because I don't think we have a lot of time. Okay. I did want to talk about that, but maybe we'll do that with the next show because there'll be a lot of confirmations going on between now and then. So yeah.
I'll have to look at that. I haven't been paying attention so much with that.
So listen, we got people that are in the chat window here, and you've got to listen to us banter back and forth about politics. It's now time for the fun part of the show. What I call the fun part of the show because I get to laugh at Kenny. So I want people to in the chat window there. Do we want to do the Kenny Reacts segment first, or do we want to do the trivia segment first? Kenny, your opinion doesn't matter right now. We're going to go to the audience. And see what they want, how they want to abuse you first.
All right,
tonight.
I'm ready. I don't mind.
All right, well, Kenny, I'm going to go right to the Kenny Reacts segment.
Okay, let's do it.
We'll do that first.
All right, that sounds good.
Let's do the Kenny Reacts first. Let's go right to that. Let's see. We are at our photos.
Use cows.
This is the image slideshow. See, I'm going to preface all these photos here before the show. Okay. Number one, something had to have happened for some of these signs to have been created that prompted the creation of these signs. And Kenny, like I said at the last show and the show before that, anything that gets made, you need to put before your 12-year-old boy and read them first. And if he chuckles, then you probably shouldn't have made that sign. Now, I'm also going to let you in. There are going to be some church signs that got created. You know, the church billboards that tell you about the message, or they try to say something cute and quippy to attract people, and yet somehow you wonder, how did they get published without somebody proofreading it first? But anyway, so here's the first one. And you know me, I like to build up through my photos.
Right. So used cows for sale. What have they been used for?
Exactly. Can you
clarify,
butchered? Please?
Be buying meat?
Used cows.
What are we going to do with those things?
I don't know. I'm tempted to call that number if I knew the area code. Can you tell me what the used cow means?
Is that Virginia?
Moving on.
Diesel fried chicken.
Punctuation helps a lot.
There's that's exactly. There's a lot of signage like this with these types of gas stations. They always put them together, and it's like,
Eddie,
what?
There's two things that really made this picture amazing to me. Not only the diesel fried chicken, but you can tell by the era that was in. Look at the price of gas.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I would take that. I'll take it all. Leave the sign. Bring the gas
I'll
prices
even have
down.
some diesel with my fried chicken.
Is that the 90s?
It had to have been. All right, moving on. Let's see Kenny react.
Swimming notice: Minnesota state law strictly prohibits underwater smoking. What? What the heck? What?
What exactly? What prompted this?
Somebody do that? They put it inside the mask or something? What the heck?
Oh my goodness. Moving on.
The Yellow Store, clean, staff-friendly restroom. Okay. Sounds like do you guys you don't know what Buc-ee's is?
No.
Buc-ee's is like a gas station with a mall. And they like literally have cleaner bathrooms than you and I could ever make our bathrooms.
Really?
They have people in the bathrooms just constantly servicing them and cleaning them. Everybody's always singing in these Buc-ee's. You can buy paraphernalia and you can get all the food and anything you can want. It's a huge thing. Look it up sometime. It's crazy. Anyway.
Moving on. Kenny reacts. Why didn't it go? There it is.
Prices you can trust. Long yellow. What? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I purposely put this follow-up photo behind it, but long yellow thingies.
I see that. Yeah.
Boneless
Oh my gosh. I didn't see the number. Oh my gosh. You're kidding me. Okay.
All right, moving on.
All right. Bus creating more food. Unrivaled for enlargement of the. What the heck? What is that for real?
Company. Yeah, this was an advertisement back in the day.
Moly.
Yeah.
Were they thinking?
I thought that
Were
was
they
good.
thinking? I mean, was just had to.
I don't
They
know.
get away with that kind of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Safety notice. Please do not board the bus once the driver has closed the bus doors. Somebody obviously tried to run into the doors. I wish they had that on camera.
Oh. Boy.
Oh. Was it his wife or girlfriend? What was that?
I just want to know how she made the apple butter. Did she turn it by hand?
Oh boy. Don't get that apple butter. You see someone drown, laugh out loud. Then call 911. What?
That's supposed to be an image of a person swimming, but today's day.
Oh my
LOL means
gosh.
laugh out loud.
Oh snap, dude! I didn't even catch that at all. I just automatically saw LOL. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Oh my gosh. No. Here's what's sad. What I just did is exactly what happened to somebody today. They would literally they would laugh out loud and then they would call 911. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Leash your dog. People are eating children in this area. Clean up after them. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh, what the heck?
These are fun.
People are eating children. It's supposed to be, yeah, you have to use
The color should have been changed after people are eating, because now it says people are eating children in this area.
Unbelievable.
They could have set this to the 12-year-old first.
Wow. And these guys, I'm surprised they didn't get like sued for that. Come
Ben
socialize. Come socialize.
BJ's in your PJs. Come socialize and eat ice cream in your pajamas.
Oh my gosh.
This is back in 2018. I missed a good date.
Oh,
Obviously, BJ stands for Ben and Jerry's, but again, this should have been one of those ones you put before your 12-year-old and said, "Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that."
Yep. Electric Magic Mixer. Why? Oh my gosh. All right. It's definitely magical.
Why beat it by hand?
Oh gosh. Sheesh. Oh man.
These are actual signs.
And that's got to be an old one.
This is
Third
the church one.
Okay. Third Presbyterian Church. This was after the second one failed. Okay, sermon. The Peter in me.
Proofread, people.
That's why they became the Third Presbyterian Church. Because they all got kicked out of the second one and the first one. House of Prayer. Eat the devil's corn. You will choke on. What? Oh my gosh.
Why?
Is
Why?
it supposed to reference something else, or was that purpose?
I don't know.
I think it's on purpose, but I don't think that they understood what they were saying.
Exactly. I want to know how the results were rated.
Oh my gosh.
I was supposed to say intercourse, but you know, the
Right.
childhood mind of mine.
Right, I know. I know
It's an
exactly.
intercourse competition. I mean, is this on a cruise ship? I mean,
Yeah.
and how do they grade? Is it on a curve?
Oh gosh. What the
Oh my goodness. All right, our last one.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I knew there was going to be something in there. That must have been from Kayla. That is me when I was like 16, I think. And my sister, I had long hair and she put it in pigtails. That's amazing. Oh, as you can see, by the way, I don't wear crew cut. I wear now. So amazing. Thank you, Kayla. I really, really don't. I don't hate that at all. Oh, that's amazing.
And that was this week's segment of Kenny Reacts.
Amazing. All right, you can take that down now. Look at that
Leave it up there for the remainder of the show.
Oh gosh. Okay, what would I tell my younger self? Run.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, that was perfect, actually. That was a good ending. That was a good ending.
Yeah, I had to end it on that one for this segment of Kenny Reacts. All right, so Kenny, last week
Yes, sir.
we had trivia.
Oh gosh. And I won by default.
You won.
Did
You
I?
won. And we have two people watching now. I don't know if it's counting me because I have the live stream on, and I'm sure you have the live stream on too, right?
Maybe I do. Let me see in the background. Let's see here. Yes, I do.
Right.
I don't know.
No,
Somebody else
we have
jumped
3
in.
people watching now. Okay. So I want to, I want people to chime in. We're going to do the trivia questions now. Last week you did round 3, you did round 5, and you did round 7. 3, 5, and 7 what you did last week. So we're going to go to the trivia section again this week.
Okay.
Okay. We are on the trivia section. So last week, Kenny, you did. Now, obviously, I have a sound problem, so you won't hear the X's. I'll let you know if you got them wrong. We have to get the sound figured out. But we still have the visual. Okay?
Right.
So, you did 3, 5, and 7 last week. Which rounds would you like to do this week?
3, 5, and 7 last week. Let's start with round 1.
Round 1. Round 1. Round 1, ladies and gentlemen. Name something a person on a diet might order at a restaurant. Name something a person on a diet might order at a restaurant.
Salad.
Now, given the rules to the people at home, that you do not provide any answers for us in the chat section. If Kenny gets 3 X's, you have the opportunity at home to steal the points and send Kenny home a loser. But if you get the answer wrong, Kenny gets the points, and they add up. We do 3 rounds, and the total round goes to the winner. So, you said, what was your answer, Kenny?
Salad.
The number 1 answer is salad. Kenny, did you hear that sound?
I did not.
You did not hear the sound. Okay, so we will have to investigate why the audio is not coming through, which is really weird because I hear it on my end. We'll figure that out. All right.
I'm going to say a diet beverage.
And Kenny says the next one would be a diet beverage. That answer is...
Really? I always hear
X.
always Diet Coke or Pepsi or something. Okay. Then I'm going to say grilled chicken. Okay. Vegetables.
Vegetables. Let's see. Do.
Okay, fruit and veggies. Salad, chicken, fruit and veggies. They're on a diet. Right. Let's see here. So chicken, fruit and veggies, salad. Gosh. So no diet beverages on this. So is it just food?
No, there's liquid on there.
Really? Water.
Can I give you
Coffee.
on that one?
Okay.
Well, you still don't hear the sound on that, huh?
No.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Salad, fruit and veggies. Yogurt or parfait or something.
Yogurt or parfait? That answer is your second X.
All right. So salad, fruit, veggies, chicken, water. Gosh. I don't know, low carb or something. I don't know, low carb. I don't know, low carb. It has to be food though. So, chicken, water, veggies, fruit. What the heck else is there? Eggs.
You said eggs.
Oh.
Wow, can he clear the board? You have 2 X's, Kenny.
So if I lose this, I lose altogether. If somebody else gets it.
If somebody else gets it, but if you get them all, you get the points right here. So you have two X's. You got salad, chicken, water, eggs, fruit. If you say all those together, you will get what that other one is, I'm sure. But if you were on a diet, name something a person on a diet might order at a restaurant.
I say all those together: chicken, water, fruit, eggs, salad.
You have 6 answers on the board. You got 5. You have 2 X's. The number 2 answer is
fruit, veggies, eggs, chicken, water. If I put them all together, that's the hint.
Well, usually, yeah. Because if I would think of all those things as healthy, and that way it came right to mind when I heard it.
Eggs.
I'm going to give you 10 more seconds, Kenny.
I have no idea. I can't think of nothing.
All right. We have 3 X's. The time has a delay here going to our live broadcast. For as anybody wants to chime in, if you were on a diet, what is something that you would order in a restaurant? The X's just came up on the live stream as I'm watching here on the side. Let's see who can come up with an answer. We have 10 seconds to give me an answer, whoever's paying attention. Let's see, Kenny, looking at the live stream. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Kenny got 5 of these answers. Can somebody else get the other? If you're on a diet, what is something you might order in a restaurant? Nobody's chiming in. We got 3 people watching. Give me an answer, somebody. Going once. Going twice. And that's the final X, Kenny. You're going to get the points.
Heck yeah. So I win. What was that final answer?
The final answer is fish.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Dang. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I don't know who Jay is, but all of a sudden the name Jay came up on there, so you're Jay today. You get the 94.
Who's Jay?
I have no idea. I'm seeing down there names. Some names got put in my list there, so I don't know. I didn't put them in. But hey, all of a sudden, you're Jay, but you got 94.
Sweet. All right.
All right. So you have gone through 1, 3, 5, and 7. Kenny, pick another.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick number. I've done 1, 3, 5, and 7,
Yep.
right? Okay. Let's take a look here. Is that, let's do 11.
You like odd numbers, don't you? 1, 3, 5, 7, and 11. Okay, let's do 11. Round 11. Name one phrase that you have heard. Well, I don't even know who this is. Never mind. You may not want to do this.
Oh, boy.
Heard Antolino say? Do you know who
No
Antolino is?
Let's skip this one.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that one. We're not doing round 11.
Okay. Do
Pick another
10.
one. 10? We'll go back 1 to 10. 10. Name something people try to sneak.
People
There
try
are
to
8 answers on the board. You have no X's. Name something people try to sneak.
money.
Do. Number 4.
Food.
Number 2.
Beverages like alcohol or something.
Ooh. Number 1 answer is alcohol.
Drugs or smoking or something.
Ooh. Cigarette. Name something people try to sneak.
Notes.
Notes. That is not on the answer. That's your first X. Your first strike. You have 2 strikes. You have picked 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got half of the answers up there. You have to get the other half with 2 more X's to go. Kenny, name something people try to sneak. Come on, you did this as a kid. I know you did.
I did it as a kid.
At least I know I did.
How old?
I'm not telling you. Actually, I think 2 of these I did as a kid.
Sneak out, like outside, like
Out of the house. Very good. Sneak out. All right. You have 3 more answers and 2 more strikes to give us. Name something people try to sneak. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know how one of these even works that's on the answer board, but it's on the answer board.
Oh, boy.
You got all the easy ones. Last three, no. The one on the left side of the column, I think if you really think about it, you can figure it out. I think you could figure out number 3 and number 6. I do not know if you'll get number 8. Name something people try to sneak.
Yes. Is that your hint to not go with that? Okay, I'm not going to go with that one.
Oh, I didn't even hear what you said.
Oh, I said a kiss.
Oh. Is that your guess?
Pictures, magazines. I have no idea.
You had a couple guesses. So we'll give you an X on that one.
Okay.
You have one more. One more X, 3 more answers. Sneak, come on.
Oh, sneak.
Oh, shoot. I give you a hint there. My bad. Name something people try to sneak.
Okay. Let's see here.
What did you just say before that?
Sneak a peek. Oh, wow. Okay. A peek at what? We'll never know.
That was one of the things I did as a kid, you know? Remember the blurry lines after hours?
Yeah. Okay. So, and you said I can get number 6. So let's see.
I think you can get number 6. I think you're going to have a hard time getting number 8. But you have 2 X's on the board. You have 2 more answers on the board. 1 more X, and it goes to our listeners at home. Name something people try to sneak.
Did I say drugs?
You did say drugs.
Okay. Sneak. Oh gosh, sneak a.
Now, those of you who are listening at home, be ready to put your answer in. If Kenny does not get this, you can steal his points. Right now, we have 440 points going on the board. You can steal them from Kenny, or you can take them, or he can get them. His last answer will be coming up. He's got 2 X's, 2 answers. Kenny?
I'm just gonna have to blurt something out here. I can't think of.
Give me an answer. What would you like to sneak?
Sneak a. Man.
No, I hope not.
No. 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 Cut that. All right. Sneak a. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to just make something up. I have no idea. Sneak a.
10 seconds, Kenny.
I have no idea. I'm throwing anything out there. I'd sneak a trip, vacation, getaway. I have no idea.
Yeah, that was your 3 X's. If anybody's listening on board or at home, try and steal these points from Kenny. Name something people try to sneak. And we will wait for your answer at home.
At home.
10 seconds on the board. Name something people try to sneak. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5,
4,
3,
2, 1.
All right, I'm looking forward to the answers.
And the answers are Kenny. Ahead in line.
Yeah.
And
That's
this
a
one,
good
I don't
one.
know how anyone did this. Has anybody ever done this? I don't. This is a new one.
Sneak a pet. What,
Sneak
like
a pet. Would you steal it?
bring a turtle in from outside or something?
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
I just found that odd. All right, Kenny. Well, it looks like you get the 520 points.
All right.
So you, adding up your points, have 614. All right. We're going to give people a chance to come in here. You've done 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, and 11. Last round, Kenny. Pick a round.
6.
Oh, he went with an even number this time, ladies and gentlemen. Round 6. The last round for tonight is round 6. Round 6. Name a reason a college student may call home. Name a reason a college student may call home.
Homesick.
You have 6 answers on the board, no X's. What do you got for me?
Homesick.
Homesick is your number 2 answer.
Money.
They need some money. That is your number 1 answer. Name something or name a reason a college student might call home.
So need money, homesick. They're in trouble.
Wow, Kenny, you're just rocking them out tonight. In trouble. Why would you call home?
In trouble.
Think about it. You're in college. Why would you call home? You have no X's on the board, Kenny. You can do this. Come on.
Need money, homesick, in trouble. Would any of them have to do with a? I know I won't ask questions. Okay, picture myself in college. What I call home for? To vent, like gossip. Vent, gossip, catch up. Oh, all right. Someone's pregnant.
Well, all right. I'll let you stick with that answer for a second. I won't quite give you an X on it, but if somebody was pregnant, why are you calling home?
Sorry, why are you calling home?
Name a reason a college student might call home.
Someone is pregnant. Why would you call home? News? Like,
You have 1 X, Kenny, on the board. You're about to get 2.
okay. You call home because you're pregnant. Why would you call home because of that?
Name a reason a college student might call home. Kenny has said need money, homesick, in trouble. Why else might you call home, Kenny, if you were in college? You are in college.
You're drunk.
No. You have 1 more X, Kenny, 3 answers on the board. If you were in college, name a reason a student might call home.
Am I overthinking?
Yeah, by a lot.
Grades?
Ooh, we will give you that.
Oh, okay. Failing school. All right. Need money, homesick, in trouble, failing school.
Why would you call home?
Need money, homesick, failing school, in trouble. Made honor roll, good grades, bringing joyous news. I have no idea. I'm tapped out.
All right, people at home, give us an answer. He kind of got his 3 strikes. Name a reason why a student in college may call home. 320 points are on the board. We are going to give you about 15 seconds here because I've seen the live stream is about 15 seconds behind. If you're watching at home, name a reason why a college student might call home. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kenny, you're going to get the 320 points. Going to add that to your total. Tonight you won handily all by yourself. 320 points. Our total of 934 points. And answer.
Oh, yeah.
Holidays and birthdays. And the last answer, number 3. Why would you call home, Kenny? Especially if that person's pregnant. You might be looking for...
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
advice.
Okay, good. Got it.
And that concludes the trivia portion of our show here on the Ken and Mike Show. Kenny won this round. He's 2 weeks in a row now.
I'm just killing it. All on my lonesome.
You are killing it.
Well, that was good. That was good. So we still have a couple rounds left, but that was fantastic.
Yeah, I got to figure out what the sound problem is though. That's just weird. I'm not getting the sound out of the games like I was, so I don't know what the problem is. It's all your fault, Kenny.
It's probably my fault. Yeah,
I'm going to say it's your fault.
Just blame it on me. But hey, it's actually been a fantastic show as always, Mike. We covered a lot of we did cover a lot of ground. We talked a lot in the beginning. If you're at the end of the show right now and you haven't watched the beginning, definitely you can take a look at that. And by the way, the produced version of this will be out ready on Thursday. Always Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, so 6 p.m. Central, and you can go ahead and take a look at that cut up version of the show. But if you have not yet subscribed, please like, subscribe, comment, share, do all those things. We appreciate you getting it out there. And of course, me and Mike have mentioned many times, who would you like to see on the show? You those who have watched us for a long time, you know that we've had some great guests on the show. Now let us know who you'd like to see on the show, and we will snag them the best.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Anybody. You name it. We'll get them.
So we're not going to see people. No, we will be talking to people. No, we won't be talking to people prior to the inauguration, will we?
No.
But if we do our live show Monday, we will be talking to them just post inauguration.
Yeah, because it's going to be happening during the day, right?
Yes, and if it's Tuesday, it'll be the day after. But I'm sure we'll have a lot to say on the next episode of the Ken and Mike Show, especially in regards to a new regime coming in, if you will.
Yes.
A change in the atmosphere politically. And I would love to see how the media responds and reacts now, knowing that it is his second and last term where he can't be elected again. So will they go after Donald Trump the way they did the first time, knowing of it will be of no avail due to the fact that we have control of the Senate and the House?
Yeah, I think they will. I think they're going to try to stop him at any turn again, and that's the problem. And we'll see what happens, though. And hey, so it's going to be our special episode on Inauguration Day. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you please do join us, and please, we want to hear your opinions of what you thought. Of course, this being the day of after it's happened, the inauguration, and of course the performances. We mentioned Carrie Underwood, and there's going to be others. I think Jason Aldean, you mentioned, is going to be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun, Mike. I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to be live.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
It's going to be good stuff. So, yeah. Any last words, Mike?
No, sir. I look forward to our show for next week and how that's going to pan out.
I do too, literally, and how the climate is literally going to change.
We have climate change here just due to the fact of the political influence that is going to be changing.
Because the old farts are getting out. So, okay. So listen, there's a reference to cow farts. But listen, have a great night, everybody. And those who, again, who tuned in, thank you so much for doing so. And we will catch you live on Monday, Inauguration Day, January 20th, right here on the Ken and Mike Show.
God bless.